Welcome to San Antonio. Tonight's matchup will be the San Antonio Spurs and the Vancouver Grizzlies. Spurs control the tip. For two! Swish! Grizzlies with the rebound. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Number 32, Sean Elliott. Ball out of bounds. Slam dunk. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. Shooting one. Antonio Daniels. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. Shooting one. Tim Duncan. Off the mark, out of bounds. Ball out of bounds. With a two-hand power jam. Defensive foul. Number 33, Antonio Daniels. Spurs, 11, Grizzlies, 5. Nothing but net. Out of bounds. Ball out of bounds. The Admiral! David Robinson! Number 1, Anthony Peeler. He lets it fly! Trifecta! Slam dunk! For two, off the glass. Number 32, Sean Elliott. With a two-hand power jam. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. Number 3, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Off the glass. Defensive foul. Avery Johnson with the assist. Spurs at the line shooting 1. He throws it down. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 2. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 2. Defensive foul. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1. Showtime! Spurs 36, Grizzlies 12. Avery Johnson off the mark. For 2! Grizzlies with the rebound. For 2. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1. Avery Johnson with a one-hand dunk. Spurs 41, Grizzlies 12. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 1. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 2. Number 6, Avery Johnson. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting 2. Antonio Daniels. Offensive foul. Out of bounds. Grizzlies with a rebound with a two-hand power jam. Offensive foul. Sharif Abdur-Rahim with a jam. Power jam. Stopped. Windmill. Defensive foul. Tim Duncan with the assist. Spurs at the line shooting one. On Elliott! Swish! Antonio Daniels with the assist. Offensive foul. From three-point land. Trifecta. Grizzlies with a rebound. With a one-hand dunk. Offensive foul. Avery Johnson with a one-hand dunk. With finesse. Avery Johnson stops it. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. For three! He drains it. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting two. Antonio Daniels. For two. Nothing but net. Spurs 67. Grizzlies 28. Avery Johnson with a one-hand dunk. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. For two. Swish! Spurs 71. Grizzlies 30. He slams it. Number 32, Sean Elliott. Avery Johnson stops it. For two. Spurs with the rebound. Off the glass. Grizzlies with the rebound. Number 3. He lets it fly! Trifecta! Windmill! Spurs 82, Grizzlies 33. Slam dunk with authority. Avery Johnson with a one-hand dunk. Number 1, Anthony Peeler. He puts it up. Nothing but net. He lets it fly! Trifecta! No good. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. Spurs 93. Grizzlies 35. Ball out of bounds. Swish! The Admiral! David Robinson with the side lead. Sean Elliott! Spurs 98, Grizzlies 37. Grizzlies with the rebound. Monster jam! Offensive foul. Antonio Daniels. For 3! Trifecta! Avery Johnson with a one-hand dunk. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting 2. Antonio Daniels. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line, shooting 2. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line, shooting 2. Offensive foul. Defensive foul. Spurs 105. Grizzlies 47. Shooting 1. Ball out of bounds. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Ball out of bounds. He pulls up for 3. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 1. For 3. He lets it fly. The David Robinson. With a sidekick jam. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1. No good. Offensive foul. Slam dunk. He throws up a brick at the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs, 114. Slam dunk! Offensive foul. Ball out of bounds. Number 1, Malik Rose. Swish. Offensive foul. Off the glass. Spurs with the rebound. Nothing but net. Will Perdue with the assist. Defensive foul. Grizzlies with the rebound. Number 3, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Out of bounds. Number 2, Jaren Jackson. Spurs 124. Grizzlies 53. Off the glass. Nothing but net. Defensive foul. Spurs 128. Grizzlies 53. Out of bounds. Off the mark. With a one-hand 360. brings down the house. Will Perdue with the assist. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. He pulls up for three. Trifecta. Spurs 139. Grizzlies 53. Defensive foul. Defensive foul. Shooting two. Antonio Daniels. Rose with the jam. Out of bounds. Will Perdue. Spurs 143. Grizzlies 54. Will Perdue. Number one, Anthony Peeler. He pulls up for three. Trifecta. Ball out of bounds. Monster jam. From three-point land. Trifecta. Defensive foul. Spurs 155. Grizzlies 56. At the line, shooting one. Off the mark. Ball out of bounds. Two-hand power jam. Blocked for two. Swish. Will Perdue with the assist. Ball out of bounds. With finesse. Out of bounds. Ball out of bounds. Number 33, Antonio Daniels. Grizzlies with the rebound. Ball out of bounds. He makes the shot. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting one. Will Perdue. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Off the mark. Spurs Spurs with the rebound. Malik Rose with a two-hand jam from the base. Slam dunk with authority. For three, trifecta. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. From three-point land, trifecta. Bill Perdue. Spurs 177, Grizzlies 63. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. He lets it fly. Trifecta. From three-point land. Spurs with the rebound. Swish. Number one, Anthony Pila. He slams it! Spurs 182, Grizzlies 69. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. Herrera with a side lead. With a sidekick jam. Spurs 189, Grizzlies 69. For two, nothing but net. Will Perdue with the assist. Out of bounds. Two-hand power jam. Look out below. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting two. Antonio Daniels. Grizzlies with the rebound. With a two-hand power jam. Offensive foul. He buries the jumper. Sharif Abdur-Rahim with the assist. Malik Rose with the dunk. Spurs 197, Grizzlies 74. 4-2. Nothing but net. He puts it up. Nothing but net. Spurs 199. Grizzlies 76. out of bounds. Grizzlies with the rebound. For three! For three! Grizzlies with the rebound. Elite Rose with finesse. Count of it goes. Trifecta. Spurs with the rebound. Slam dunk. Fail. Spurs 208. Grizzlies 76. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. He slams it home. Off the glass. Grizzlies with the rebound. Spurs with the rebound. Off the glass. Spurs with the rebound. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Spurs 2-16. Grizzlies 76. Offensive foul. Purdue. Number 3, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Spurs 2-18. Grizzlies 79. 4-2. Defensive foul. Shooting one. Malik Rose. Nothing but net. With a two-hand jam. Grizzlies with the rebound. He slams it. Aro Herrera. Spurs 2-23. Grizzlies 85. Elite Rose with a 180 double pump. Bill Purdue with a one-hand dunk. From three-point land. Trifecta. Spurs 230, Grizzlies 85. Number 41, Bill Perdue. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting one. With a one-hand reverse. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Grizzlies with the rebound. He stuffs it home. Number 1, Malik Rose. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting two. Antonio Daniels. From three-point land. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting one. Offensive foul. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. One minute remaining in the half. Offensive foul. Anthony Peeler. Malik Rose. He brings down the house. Number 3, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Grizzlies with the rebound. Williams. He lets it fly. Grizzlies with the rebound. Spurs with the rebound. Defensive foul. Spurs 2-43. Grizzlies 100. Slam dunk with authority. Defensive foul. Monty Williams with the assist. Spurs at the line shooting 1. Out of bounds. Grizzlies with the rebound. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 2. He puts it up. Trifecta! Look out below! Off the mark. For 2. Two-hand power jam. Spurs 2-51. Grizzlies 103. He brings down the house. Corey Alexander with a one-hand dunk. Avery Johnson with the assist. Avery Johnson with a one-hand dunk. Avery Johnson. Corey Alexander stops it. Spurs 2-59. Grizzlies 105. Antonio Daniels with a two-hand reverse. He brings down the house. Monty Williams. Spurs 2-63. Grizzlies 107. For 3. Grizzlies with the rebound. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 1. Spurs with the rebound. Offensive foul. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1. For 2. Nothing but net. Offensive foul. Abdur-Rahim with a dunk. Chuck Person. For two. Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Spurs 270. Grizzlies 113. Defensive foul. Anthony Peeler with the assist. Grizzlies at the line shooting one. Spurs with the rebound. He brings down the house. Spurs 272. Grizzlies 115. Number 3, Monty Williams. Spurs with the rebound. Defensive foul. Shooting one. Chuck Person. Defensive foul. At the line. Shooting one. Chuck Person. Monty Williams. Spurs with the rebound. Windmill. Off the glass. Grizzlies with the rebound. Ball out of bounds. Off the glass. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting one. Number 6, Avery Johnson. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. No good. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. For two. Nothing but net. Spurs 294. Grizzlies 118. Number 1, Anthony Peeler. He puts it up. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Look out below. The mark. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting one. Corey Alexander. Out of bounds. Monty Williams. Corey Alexander with a one-hand dunk. Spurs 305. Grizzlies 120. With a side lead. For two. Swish. Defensive foul. Shooting one. Chuck Person. Monty Williams with a two-hand reverse. Backcourt violation. Out of bounds. Intercepted. Chuck Person. Spurs 3-12. Grizzlies 124. Two-hand power jam. Monty Williams with the assist. Offensive foul. He pulls up for three. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Corey Alexander with a one-hand dunk. For two. Nothing but net. Chuck Person with a dunk. Monty Williams with the assist. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Nothing but net. Spurs 3-20. Grizzlies 127. Spurs with the rebound. Corey Alexander stops it. 4-2. Swish. Windmill. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Chuck Person with a side lead. Corey Alexander with the assist. Swish! Offensive foul. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. Spurs with the rebound. Look out below. Spurs 3-35. Grizzlies 128. Off the glass. Grizzlies with the rebound. Defensive foul. Shooting one. Anthony Peeler. He pulls up for three. Trifecta! Monty Williams with the assist. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. But net. Spurs 3-38. Grizzlies 134. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting two. Chuck Person. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Backcourt violation. Ball out of bounds. No good. Ball out of bounds. Spurs with the rebound. Ursa with the side lead. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. He puts it up. Spurs with the rebound. Nothing but net. Avery Johnson with the assist. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Out of it goes. Trifecta. with a sidekick jam. Spurs 352. Grizzlies 135. 1 minute. 4-2. Nothing but net. Antonio Daniels. He lets it fly. Trifecta. Ball out of bounds. Monty Williams with a two-hand reverse. Off the glass. Number 1, Anthony Peeler. For 3. Spurs with the rebound. Nothing but net. Spurs 361. Grizzlies 139. Blocked! For 3! Trifecta! Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 2. At the end of the third quarter, it's the Spurs 360. He puts it up. Trifecta! Off the mark. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1. Off the mark. Ball out of bounds. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting 2. Tim Duncan. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1. The side lead. David Robinson. Ball out of bounds. The Admiral, David Robinson. Defensive foul. Defensive foul. He brings down the house. Out below. out of bounds. Defensive foul, David Robinson with the assist. Shooting one, Tim Duncan. Defensive foul, shooting one, Sean Elliott. Defensive foul, shooting two, Antonio Daniels. Spurs with the rebound. Johnson with a one-hand dunk. Defensive foul. Spurs 3, 92. Grizzlies 145. Shooting one. For two. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting one. Spurs with the rebound. Defensive foul. Spurs 3, 95. Grizzlies 147. With a two-hand power jam. He puts it up. And he makes the shot. Sean Elliott with the assist. Showtime! Slam dunk with authority. Spurs, Grizzlies, 147. Elliott buries the jumper. Ball out of bounds. Number 32, Sean Elliott. With a one-hand power jam. Sean Elliott with the jam. Spurs, Grizzlies, 147. Ball out of bounds. Two-hand power jam. Tomahawk jam. Defensive foul. Shooting one, Tim Duncan. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. With a one-hand reverse. Spurs, Grizzlies, 150. With a sidekick jam. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting two. Antonio Daniels. Defensive foul. Spurs, Grizzlies, 152. At the line, shooting one. Nothing but net. Two-hand power jam. Spurs, Grizzlies, 152. Power jam. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. Slam dunk. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting one. Showtime! Spurs, Grizzlies, 154. He brings down the house. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting two. For two. Nothing but net. Ball out of bounds. Grizzlies with the rebound. He stops it. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting one. Three! Defensive foul. At the line, shooting one. David Robinson. Sean Elliott with a two-hand jam from the base. Spurs with the rebound. He lets it fly. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting two. No good. Number 21, Tim Duncan. Spurs, Grizzlies, 161. Showtime. Look out below. Antonio Daniels with the assist. Off the mark. With a sidekick jam. For two. Swish! Antonio Daniels with the assist. He stuffs it home. Spurs, Grizzlies, 167. No good. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting one. Anthony Peeler. Defensive foul. Spurs, Grizzlies, 170. Spurs at the line, shooting one. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line, shooting one. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line, shooting two. Look out below. Spurs, Grizzlies, 174. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line, shooting two. He slams it. Sean Elliott. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line, shooting two. He puts it up. Trifecta! Defensive foul. Spurs at the line, shooting one. Grizzlies with the rebound. Spurs with the rebound. For two. Nothing but net. Look out below. Defensive foul. At the line, shooting two. Antonio Daniels. Out of it goes. Trifecta. Sean Elliott with the assist. Defensive foul. Spurs, Grizzlies, 177. Spurs at the line, shooting one. Off the glass. Offensive foul. Ball out of bounds. Number 1, Anthony Peeler. Count of it goes. Trifecta. Spurs with the rebound. Out of bounds. Spurs with the rebound. Number 21, Tim Duncan. Ron Elliott. Spurs, Grizzlies, 179. Out of bounds. Power jam. Defensive foul. Shooting 2, Antonio Daniels. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line, shooting 1. Number 32, Sean Elliott. For 2. Spurs with the rebound. With finesse. Ball out of bounds. Sean Elliott. Defensive foul. Spurs, Grizzlies, 179. Spurs at the line, shooting 1. Out of bounds. Elliott. Tomahawk jam. Ball out of bounds. Minutes for 2. He lets it fly. Anthony Peeler. Sean Elliott. Spurs, Grizzlies, 181. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line, shooting 2. With the side lead. Sean Elliott. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line, shooting 1. Number 6, Avery Johnson. Sean Elliott. Out of bounds. Grizzlies with the rebound. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Defensive foul. Shooting 1, David Robinson. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 2. Swish! Spurs, Grizzlies, 187. He puts it up. Trifecta! Sean Elliott with the assist. For 2. Swish! Spurs, Grizzlies, 187. Ball out of bounds. Nothing but net. He puts it up. Trifecta! Sean Elliott with the assist. Windmill! Defensive foul. Shooting 1, Tim Duncan. Defensive foul. Grizzlies at the line shooting 2. Defensive foul. Spurs at the line shooting 1.